I love me some savage Twitter comebacks, and here's one for the Hall of Fame. Superman actor says, I think neither of you are girls. Dylan Mulvaney and a predatory guy. And you were never Superman either. Correct. I pretended. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. This is where we call out lies, hypocrisy, and corruption and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. But you ain't gonna be conquering anything unless you're strong. Luckily, here to help us get stronger is Ancestral Supplements grass-fed beef liver. Beef liver is, in fact, nature's multivitamin for a reason. It makes your metabolism fast, energy high, cravings low, and your body stronger. I think it's time to get healthier and stronger again. Here to help us do it is Ancestral Supplements. Get your grass-fed beef liver at ancestralsupplements.com/JPReacts and use discount code JPReacts to get 15% off. Let's get into it. I like Twitter for what I like about it, and I don't like Twitter for what I don't like about it. There can be a lot of noise and just childish. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I don't pay attention to things I don't like about Twitter, but I love to pay attention to things I love about Twitter. And I don't think there's anything better on Twitter than just savage comebacks, mic drop moments. Someone, especially I love it when someone on the left just says their thing and then someone comes in with something that you know is going to cause the poster to have to seek a safe space over. It's just a mic drop moment and it solves nothing. But it's entertaining and we're allowed to laugh. Laughing is legal again. So I came across a thread of the top 9 brutal comebacks and violations that will trigger some snowflakes. And I said, well, trigger snowflakes, that's my love language. Let's go through them together. Number 1, Daily Loud says, Tom Cruise was 2022's highest paid actor. He made $100 million. Pretty good. Here's the comeback. Actually, Lewinsky was the highest paid actor. He got $18 billion. That's probably a low estimate. Number 2, this trans woman. Whoa, I couldn't even tell. That's a guy or a woman. It looks like a guy. This trans woman's bank account was frozen because she sounded like a man on the phone. Layla Halpin, that's because he's a man. John Keyser, his transaction was declined. Pretty good play on words. Number 3, John McAfee, presumably speaking about prostitution. He says, has always seemed fair to me, as the entire world already knows, I met my wife as a prostitute 5 years ago. Would probably not have met her otherwise. Someone comments, and she tried to kill you a couple times, LOL. John McAfee, no one's perfect. Number 4, I like this one, getting a little pro-gun here. Tim Pool, I'm going to buy more guns today. Cornsey says, I'm an Australian and I would like to ask, why do you need guns? To which someone replies on behalf of Tim Pool, so we don't get locked in camps for having a virus with a 99.9% survival rate. Game, set, match. Australian on why we need guns. Number 5. This looks like a California health executive. I made $1,500 on OnlyFans in 3 days. One user says, I bet they paid her to not upload. This next one's better. Pretty sure those are medical students doing some research. Is that fat shaming? Yes, it is. My friends, this is probably the biggest news story of my lifetime, this comeback victory for President Trump. But if you're like me, you realize there's a very strong liberal bias in the media. You probably have concerns of selective reporting around Trump, if not outright lies. And then throughout his presidency, how will he be portrayed by the leftist media? We know we can't trust mainstream media. That's why I'm here on Ground News, and you can check it out at ground.news/JPReacts, where you can get 50% off unlimited access to Ground News using my link. So check it out now. I want to show you something. New York Times, Media Matters, strong-arming YouTube to silence conservatives, Ben Shapiro claims. Now check this out. Along with the story summary here, you can sort the articles on this topic based on publications that lean left. You also see who's funding it. And an example of a politically biased left article on this topic from the Daily Beast. YouTube allowed and profited off election denialism. And you can see, yep, definitely leans left. So you'll know, okay, anything coming from a left-leaning publication is going to have that political bias to it. But Ground News also lets you sort articles based on what publications lean right. And you can see these articles have very different titles than the left-leaning one. For example, Ben Shapiro, New York Times Media Matters pressuring YouTube to demonetize and penalize conservatives. So you can read both. You see what the headlines are, the titles of the articles. The beauty is you get to make up your own mind rather than being deceived because you don't know where your news is coming from. Only Ground News offers that. So if you want to be informed with none of the deception, go to ground.news/JPReacts. And when you use my link for a limited time only, Ground News gives you a full 50% off unlimited access. Check it out now. No coming back after this. Jennifer Lopez. Man, I love to outsource my thinking to Hollywood celebrities who are just complete trash. So speaking of which, let's hear what Jennifer Lopez says. Men under the age of 33 are really useless. Twitter user Rick Adkins says, by all means, let's give a darn about relationship advice from a woman that collects engagement rings like she's Thanos. Well said. Number 7 involves one Hillary Clinton. If Republican leaders don't enjoy being called weird, creepy, and controlling, they could try not being weird, creepy, and controlling. Mike Davis responds, you defended your 49-year-old husband sticking a cigar in his 22-year-old intern's you-know-where off the Oval Office. Sit this one out, Hillary. Sit this one out, Hillary. And an honorable mention comes from that 22-year-old intern who's now older. Adam Grant says, what's the worst career advice you've ever received? Monica Lewinsky. Man, she is owning it, and I appreciate that. She says, an internship at the White House will be amazing on your resume. Number 8, Jussie Smollett, who you probably remember he framed a hate attack against himself. What a piece of garbage. Jesse says, being kissed while you're asleep is one of the most purest forms of love, which a Twitter user says, unless you're in prison, and he went to prison. Jussie Smollett, you're an idiot for many reasons. One, the most purest forms of love. Yeah, it's purest forms of love. You don't need the most in front of that. You're an idiot. You on steroids? Fly Organic says, he's barely on breakfast. Is that skinny shaming? Yes, we're balancing things out. There was a fat shaming one. This is a skinny shaming one, okay? We're equal opportunity shamers here. And quite honestly, my favorite one of all time is Dean Kane. I have never seen a tweet more savage that I like better than this. Dean Kane, he played Superman in some Superman show. You can see him here on Twitter. And responding to Dylan Mulvaney and Jeffrey something Predator, a picture of them. I think neither of you are girls. And you were never Superman either. Correct. I pretended. That is the biggest savage mic drop in Twitter history. Mark my words. Can human achievement ever surpass it? I don't know. We could, but it's going to take a lot. With that said, hopefully you've had some amusement looking at these savage Twitter responses. This kind of thing is why I'm glad Twitter exists. There's so much garbage on it, so much great stuff on it. This certainly qualifies as some of the great stuff. So for the sake of amusing thyself, maybe bring a little smile to our faces at someone else's expense, but they're not watching you smile, so is it really at their expense? Hopefully this brightened your day a little bit. I know it did for mine. Let me know what your favorite one was in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay savage.